Yo, what's good, folks? Just want to drop a quick little blurb, I guess. Something that's been on my mind. But before I do, just rest in peace, Fernando Valenzuela, El Toro, the legend. Just want to touch real quick on these elections here as it pertains to LA County, Los Angeles City, in particular the Gascon, race. I really encourage people to vote for him. Again, if you trust my analysis and if you trust the work that I do and who I am, I really encourage you to vote for him. There's a lot of propaganda out there against him, and it's just really disturbing. I get that media is very influential, and a lot of people don't read or don't do their due diligence or don't have time to for whatever various reasons, right? And but I really encourage you to vote for George Gascon. Re-elect him as DA. There's just so much fucking propaganda out against him, and a good marker, a good gauge is if Tracy Park, if District 11 Council Person Tracy Park is for something, you should be against it in general, right? Because she's just I have critiques for all politicians and ways that they perpetuate or try to advance white supremacy and oppression of working class and black and brown people in particular, because we do take the brunt of that. But she's just a different level of right wing. She could hide behind all her little token gestures and her public relations, but we can see right through that. But anyways, that's just a good gauge. Yeah, man, and it's disappointing in the in his campaign too, because there's so much. Again, there's no shortage of propaganda or bots and all these threads or these posts on social media about crime in LA, whatever, and they all got something to say about George Gascon, right? Like it's his fault, right? And it's not. There's no. First of all, I would really encourage people to go actually check the numbers of crime, right? LA's still one of the lowest. LA's not in the top 50, and maybe even not even the top 100 cities with the most crime in the country. So, again, I would check numbers as well. It's one thing for people to tell you things, but just the way it's framed and it's consistently poured at you, it gets really you got to do your research, especially something like this, because a lot of the work that he's doing preventative. A lot of it's very preventative type work, right? It clashes with the Western Wasichu inclination to reactive punishment, punitive punishment, right? And of course, the people who feel the brunt of this are black and brown people. Again, too, getting back into the whole purpose of policing, which is rooted in slave catchers, right? It's always meant to protect white property from the slaves, so-called slaves, and the Indians, right? That's the whole root and essence and the MO of the police department. No matter how much people of color you have in there to do your PR work and hand out toys to kids during Christmas or whatever, that's the root essence of the police department, right? So Gascon's doing a lot of preventative work. And at the same time, a lot of us, we're, and this is why a lot of the decolonization and history work is so important, because especially as Chicanos, and I was some black folks too, but I can speak as a Chicano. There's a real serious disconnect and a brainwashing. We forget who we are as people, what we've been through, and what our values are, and we start taking on this Wasichu, this Anglo fucking colonizer mindset when it comes to how to deal with people who do wrong or people who commit crimes or whatever. A lot of the logic with people complain about Gascon, a lot of times you hear the reason is if I got arrested for graffiti, right, and let's say I got let out so soon, right? Oh my gosh, I'm not being punished enough or whatever, right? I get let out on the day, and then I come back a year later, and let's say I shoot somebody or I stab somebody for whatever reason, and they're gonna blame it on the fucking fact that I wasn't locked up permanently or long enough when I fucking got locked up for graffiti the year before. That's a lot of the logic behind the idea of people aren't being locked up enough or people aren't being punished enough, right? There's a whole, but again, too, the work that he's doing, like, he can't unravel a whole system of oppression, right? It's kind of like a Rubik's Cube, right? You can, in order to get things lined up, sometimes you got to kind of, backtrack on certain things or whatever, but again, too, a lot of his stuff, that type of work is not resource, and they don't want to succeed. A lot of time it's meant to fail, because when you start getting people real equity, real equality, real services that they need, real opportunities, which is what really brings crime down. It's not the police, and it's not fucking punitive measure. There's fucking articles, and this is proven fact. There's like studies, academic studies, years and years. Punishment and police don't fucking deter crime. It's opportunity, it's housing, all these, it's an ecosystem that, creates peace and creates, well-being in the communities. If you don't vote for Gascon, you're voting for the other dude. You're just voting against. You're voting for more mass incarceration oriented policy that's already been proven to fail. Right? And there's another initiative, I forgot what it is. I want to say 36, 33. I got to double check. I'm going to get back to you on that. But that's the counterpart to this George Gascon vote over here. They're trying to return punitive measures instead of preventative measures, right? And like they want to, and like to give you like the homeless connection, it's like they don't want to build real housing as much as Karen Bass, and they're saying that they're housing people. They're not housing people. They're moving people around. They throw them in like temporary shelters, and they're just trying to dissipate them and move them out east, to get ready for the Olympics. They're not building housing. Karen Bass and all these other people who are, trying to make, or who are talking bad about measures and policies and things that rectify a lot of the racist policies of the past, and that still exist in various forms. All the people who are talking smack about that stuff are the people who are holding for these corporate landlords. They're not providing housing. They're fucking advancing gentrification, not addressing the economic divide, the growing economic divide. All the things that lead to a healthy society, right? So they want to double down on the policing, but not on the things that prevent that too. But again, too, because then if you get into the whole understanding of the prison industrial complex, the prisons are people bank off the prisons too. People make money off the prisons, right? Again, it's a whole ugly little network of ideology and fucking policy, right? And so, but again, too, I just really highly encourage you not to believe the hype. Vote for George Gascon. And if you got any particulars or whatever, hit me up, DM me, message me, whatever, too. You know what I mean? Like, I can back up everything I say. Like, I say what I gotta say, but a lot of times I try not to debate too much. But one thing's for certain, and it's very rare that I'm incorrect. And people might not like what I have to say. People might not agree with what I have to say. But facts are facts, numbers are numbers, and history is history. You know what I mean? The facts are there. You know what I mean? So again, too, I'm not trying to, bash anybody or make anybody feel stupid, but I got the facts and the data to back up what I'm saying, right? And if you're really about equality, if you're really about making things better for everybody, you'll vote for George Gascon. Like I said, it's one little piece in the whole puzzle, and I'm just leave it at that. But I'm also gonna get back to you on those other measures, 33 and 36. One's housing and one deals with criminal justice again too. But I'll vote for George Gascon, and don't believe the hype. And hit me up if you got any questions or issues, or think you have something that's counter to what I'm telling you here. Peace.